What's good, y'all? It's your boy Third Degree. We're back with more Ratchet news. Well, some of it's ratchet, some of it's not, but we still got to speak on it. So let's go. Well, kicking it off, Shannon Sharpe reached a settlement in civil, SZA lawsuit with prejudice, I guess. I guess he pretty much figured out a way how to pay her off to shut up, right? But I think that's all it was from the start, was a money grab. But hey, he like it, I love it. Hopefully it's a lesson learned for his stupid ass. Moving on. Well, before we move on, and please keep your bedroom stuff private. We don't want to hear about your Celie and Mr., sexual escapades. Please. Moving on. Speaking of doing too much, Tracee Ellis Ross demonstrates how she washes her underwear while traveling. Says she only packs 2 pairs. Like, why do we need to know that? Well, there's some boys probably out there fantasizing. Never mind, proceed. Moving on. Black woman who left U.S. for Russia to escape discrimination is beaten by racist neighbors. Reminds me of this girl I used to talk to who was talking all that Russia stuff. Even in Russia, you are still a... Moving on. Update. The kidnappers were after Jamal White's mom first, allegedly a whole drug dealer, when the father ran, and then they took 7-year-old Jamal instead. That whole story was sad, and we might touch on it in a later date because we have to definitely unpack in that one. But, thank God the little boy was found safe, Thank God. Moving on. A woman who went viral after claiming a man assaulted her with a brick in Houston has been charged with felony theft by deception after allegedly raising $10,000s in a GoFundMe scam. And that's exactly what she gets. Moving on. Coldplay's Chris Martin accidentally exposed his Astronomer CEO Andy Byron and kiss cam affair with HR chief Kristen Cabot. And it just got messy, right? Coldplay affair. Creeping. Right? Moving on. They're saying that this is no malice and Pusha T. I think this might be accurate. Moving on. Does anybody remember Sizzlers from back in the day? What happened to them? Moving on. Fox News host compares reclaiming the Nazi to black people reclaiming the N-word. Yeah, right. Moving on. A gay robot known as the Rizbot was spotted walking around in Los Angeles, California. Why do they need to have a gay robot? What is he going to do? Walk up to... What is he going to identify? Moving on. Republicans blocked to vote release of Jeffrey Epstein files. And I wonder what they have to hide. Maybe a certain Donald? Because Donald says Obama, ex-FBI Director James Comey made up the Jeffrey Epstein files. But...
he is able to convince people, so he tells everybody what they want to hear.
So how do you know this?
I mean, Jeffrey Epstein is talking about Donald himself. So what do we believe, huh? What do we believe? Moving on. Also, we want to send an RIP to Robbie Pardo, former City High singer, passes away at 46. Prayers out to his family and to those who loved him. Moving on. Nessa Diab accuses Jay-Z and Roc Nation of leading smear campaign against Colin Kaepernick. In the midst of all this, Nicki Minaj trying to expose Roc Nation, but we're going to talk about that a little bit later on tonight too. But do you believe this? Moving on. But speaking of Roc Nation moves to hold Desiree Perez's daughter in contempt over Tasha K remarks. I wonder what she's been saying. Like, where do people hear all this stuff? And Tasha K is messy. She lets people get on her platform and just say whatever without any recourse. And this is where we're at right now, right? But moving on. Rizzle. One more time. Okay, now we can move on. Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl halftime show earns 4 Emmy nods. Salute to K-Dot. Salute. Moving on. If he wins, Drake is probably going to try to sue the Emmys next, right? Moving on. Oh, but speaking of K-Dot and Drizzy, Drake and Kendrick Lamar could be forced to testify in UMG lawsuit. It could get interesting. We'll keep you updated. Moving on. The Girls Next Door Shannon twins compare Hugh Hefner to Diddy. You really did us up. I'm gonna have to dig more deep into this story to figure out what the funk they talking about. Moving on. DOJ pursues 1-day sentence for ex-officer in raid that unalived Breonna Taylor. 1-day sentence? That's just a slap in the face, right? Moving on. Drake covers up LeBron tattoo with an SZA jersey. Kinda lame. Moving on. Federal judge reverses Biden administration rule that would have removed medical debt from credit reports. They're just really doing, oh man. And you voted for this? Moving on. Ex-husband built a house right behind his ex-wife's after divorce. That's some next level petty right there. You know what I'm saying? And that's not, he must be a Sagittarius because this is just extra petty, right? Moving on. Conor McGregor DMs a zillion Banks nude pics and she links them with explosive tweets. What are you trying to dip into some cocoa, boy? Moving on. Just for future note, that is crazy cocoa right there. Moving on. Sam Haskell Jr., LA man accused of dismembering wife and unaliving her parents, dies in you know what I mean, in jail. Crazy, right? So sad. Moving on. There's a rumor going on that Uno is being added as a table game to casinos in Las Vegas. That is going to cause a lot of tilts, right? A lot of tilts. A lot of fights. But I don't know. Moving on. Beyonce's unreleased music and tour material stolen in Atlanta. Car theft. Arrest warrant issued. Hope she gets it back. Moving on. Klay Thompson and Megan Thee Stallion go public with their romance, man. He don't never learn and she don't never learn. But hey, they do make a good looking couple, you know. Salute to Klay. I think he's a undisputed champ right now. Moving on. You saw that body and he went for broke. Moving on. Talk about messy. Remy Ma, Papoose, Clarissa Shields, ringside for Shakira Stevenson, Edgar, Laurent fight, double-headed. That's just messy. Moving on. Shaq said he's going to punch RG3 in the face over Angel Reese comments. We're going to talk about this tonight. And last but not least, Nicki Minaj goes off on SZA for what exactly? You know what I mean? She's been going at a lot of people lately on Twitter, and we will talk about it tonight. So, anyway, I'm your boy Third Degree, and that's been your Ratchet News. Enjoy the show.